Fast forward, ini komo ewo channel so aha AG Politics Avenue. Podcast launch training make us making headlines. Ne jemre na EDB exomo ewo ha. Eni di minya block se mo se ene EDB kanya. Be share so bit subscribe to the channel. Hit notification bell so share na fe afoforo so ensa into NKB. Eni di mi ahon block se mo. Oni yanko political highways ni na eja dema enye asem koto akra. Na ne nyina ne se eye former NPA boss Mustapha Hamid. Meno ka say after say OSP eba abonten so ebeka say the japade e sombo 100 million Ghana cedi. Oden nsa atoso. Ene no lawyers aba abonten aba bekasa. Atinte kokko e di egu eye OSP so a onia enya asem koto akra na ensema omo kanyina ne say papa no onka no kre. Ensema waba abonten ebeka bia efa eye Mustapha Hamid no. Tro the Caribbean. Omania break nyasem koto akra. At this point in time, lawyers no adimre a omobo inchirimu a. Mr. say ye mo wan simu ni yenhwe ne yeko oni deba. Aha. AG Politics Avenue.
Bulletin, and we're going on to the phone lines, but if you were not with us before we went on that break, has to do with lawyers of Dr. Mustapha Hamid asking the OSP to avoid the theatrics, the public theatrics he's engaged in. Joseph Dindiok Pemka, as a legal counsel for Dr. Hamid, is joined us via the phones. I appreciate your time. Counsel, you appear to have issues with the manner in which the OSP reacts to matters concerning your clients. Is that what we are to get based on the releases that we've seen from you?
Yes, thank you very much. And thanks to your cherished viewers and listeners, and thanks for having me. Now, you've read our response to the OSP's release. If you ask me, I'll tell you that what the OSP did is absolutely needless and uncalled for. You see, I have said it time and again, and I have referred lawyers. People are deliberately staying away from that provision. And let me repeat it. Go and check Rule 42 FII of LI 2423 of 2020. What the prosecution is doing is completely unacceptable. Inciting public sentiments against accused persons who are not convicts is completely unethical and unacceptable and must not be entertained a minute. None of the persons is a convict, and yet you run commentary as if they are convicts. You are talking about confiscation when you have not even convicted the persons and you have not linked whatever you are talking about to process of crime. Not even that is the case. But the continuous, deliberate attempt on the part of the OSP to malign and link Dr. Mustapha Abdul Hamid to the prosecutions they are engaging in. And the perspective is clear. Please go and take the charge sheet and the facts. The properties in question that he's talking about, none of the properties in that 100 million claim he's making, none. It's linked to Dr. Mustapha Hamid. None, not one.
Mr. Pamka, if you read
now,
clearly...
Hold on. The properties he claimed, he traced it to some of the accused persons and some companies that have no relationship with Mustapha.
Right.
And yet, anytime he's putting out information, he wants the public to believe that those properties worth 100 million Ghana cedis that he has traced are properties of Dr. Mustapha Abdul Hamid, which claim is totally false by the facts available to him and the charges that he himself has presented against the accused in court.
And that's why I want to come in. That's why I want to come in. In relation to the claims and the fact sheet, nowhere in what we've seen the OSP put up has he suggested or claimed that the 100 million cedis, $100,000 in assets seized and the likes is linked to Mustapha Hamid. He says the case And so upon what basis are you saying that he is linking it to your client? Because he hasn't in any way, in the latest write-up that we've seen as well, and the facts which you are alluding to as well, and the charge sheet, hasn't pointed that it is linked to Mustapha Hamid, but has only said it is linked to the case.
So why, with the greatest respect and humility, my brother, with the greatest respect and humility, what is the reason for the latest statement that was issued? Didn't he say that he was responding to a statement by Mustapha?
And reiterated the fact.
In the first place, what you are saying,
reiterated he was responding to Mustapha and reiterated the fact in relation to the case.
No, you see, you are getting it wrong, and I have to point it out to you.
Right.
If there are 10 accused persons, and then one accused person out of the 10 makes a statement and you are responding to it, and you talk about seizure of property worth 100 million, what are you insinuating? Does anybody need to know, need to ask you any further questions to know that you are trying to tell the public that the person's property that you have traced is 100 million? You need anybody to tell you that. Because he said he was responding to a video that he has seen of Mustapha. You don't know what he said? That was what he said in the statement. That they have come, a statement that a video has come to their attention. And they want to state for a fact that properties worth 100 million have been traced. So when you are responding to a video and you say that, then you can tell me that the person you are responding to has nothing to do with what you have said. Did he say that in the statement? Did he say in the statement that the 100 million they have traced has nothing to do with Mustapha? If that is part of the release, the OSC may read it out to me and let me hear you. Read any part of the statement of the OSC that says that, yes, we have traced property worth 100 million, but out of that property worth 100 million, nothing is traceable to Mustapha. Read that portion that says that to me. So
what we know is the portion reads that it is linked to the case.
And the commentary being run disgracefully. Why? Why defending them?
We are not seeking to defend. We're only trying to put forward the different arguments and the fact that if we read the latest response that came from the OSP, and obviously my production will try and pull up the fact sheet as well, because I don't have that readily here, but they will seek to bring that up if time will allow us to continue the conversation. He just points to the fact that the case, and so I'm asking that the insinuation, you argue, is that he's seeking to insinuate amongst many other things that the properties belong to Dr. Mustapha Hamid, and that's why you have a concern.
The concern. And in the charge sheet and the fact, he is very categorical that this company laundered money, that company laundered money, and there are directors of those companies. Mustapha is not one. He's not related to any of them. And then he goes ahead to say, this property has been traced here, this property, it is in the name of this, it is in the name of that. None is linked up to Mustapha. So why constantly, anytime I want to say anything, it is Mustapha's name? Why? What is the rationale behind it? Why? What is the rationale? So look, my brother, I have stated it time without number, and of course without equivocation, that it is only, excuse me to say, enemies of the state who will say that graft should not be fought. Right. Any person who says graft should not be fought is an enemy of the state, including you and myself. But let's put things in perspective. The most important thing the public is waiting for, right, is that you secure conviction and then recruit assets for the state. It is not public commentary about intentions. It is for you to go to court, prove your case. When you have secured conviction, you go through the processes and take assets, and everybody will clap for you. But it is very easy to speculate and write out things in the media, and people will start becoming hysteric and hate somebody. You should be doing that public trial. Right. So that at the end of the day, if the persons are found guilty, they suffer the penalty for it. Their properties are seized. Until then, Article 92C is very clear that they are presumed to be innocent. You don't incite the public against people who are on trial. It is unethical. It's against the dictate of LI 2423. And nothing the countenance. It can be anybody, not just Dr. Mustapha. It can be anybody. I'm against it. Whether NPP, NDC, or whichever party. Let's not do media trial, because it is having the effect of handing over non-convicted persons to the public for distraction. And that can be dangerous to our democracy.
Right. Council, there's another aspect of this that on the 13th of November, you're moving an application, if I can call it that, in the court, or a motion in the court, seeking to have the passport of Dr. Hamid handed to him because he has a political engagement in Canada. Provide us with a bit more details as to what the basis of this attempt you're seeking to make is.
But it's a private application we are making. It has nothing to do with the case, per se. This one is Dr. Mustapha Hamid's personal engagement he has outside the country. And you know that when the bail was granted, one of the conditions that was given was that we should deposit the passport, and it has been deposited. So if you want to travel, you have to seek leave and permission of the court before you can travel. And that's what we have done. We have enumerated our reasons and etc. It is for the court to determine. And I'm not ready to discuss the merits or otherwise or whatever is there.
What happens if the court denies it?
There is nothing that ties him from applying to the court and convincing the court to grant him permission to travel. There's absolutely nothing that prevents him from doing that. And it happens all the time.
Right.
So many things in the past, and the NPP it happened, and the NDP it will happen. If you are standing trial and your passport is actually deposited in the court, when you want to travel, you seek the permission of the court. And if the court is minded to grant it, you travel. If it doesn't, that's the end of the matter. So he's exercising his right, and there's nothing wrong with it.
Right then, appreciate you speaking to us. I was just asking the question, what happens if that is not granted by the courts? But I don't think you heard that because you said you weren't interested in discussing the merits of the matter.
If it is not granted by the courts, you will not travel. Because how will you travel without a passport?
Right.
If it is not granted by the court, it means it's not granted, and you will not travel. So.
Council, as always, I appreciate you speaking to us. That's Joseph Dindiok Pemka. He is
I'm grateful.
He's a private legal practitioner as well as a legal counsel for former NPA boss Dr. Mustapha Hamid, speaking to us this afternoon. And we'll move away from that and bring you some other matters because the Sunyani Technical University is struggling to recover and protect some 35 acres of land belonging to the institution, which has been encroached upon by faceless individuals working with land guards. The Vice Chancellor Engineer Professor Kwejo Edinkrapia told the Public Accounts Committee on Thursday that the university received a request of compensation from a woman who claimed to relate to a family that originally owned the land. After that demand and pending court cases, people started building on the 35-acre land under strong protection of land guards who sometimes threaten officials and students of the university. He lamented that all attempts to reclaim the parcel of land have not been successful, calling on government to intervene.
Free from encroachment. Thank you.
Or whatever. And there were three things I take in the conversation. The first thing he said was that when he was arrested together with Fuji, and the bail condition was given, the bail was shot in 750,000, and Wujimi was left to go, and then he was put in. This man has not been on salary when he was working with Wujimi. And then there's one profound thing he said with his first conversation with the Attorney General. Attorney General told him, "Don't you lie against Wujimi. It's the truth we want." This gentleman is saying that what he's going to testify is the truth and not a lie. So I'm very, very disappointed in my brother's Roland today for feeling that the guy is a snake. No.
It's a chuka.
He don't want the truth anymore.
It's a chuka.
It's not a chuka. He wants the truth.
Yeah, a lot of people agree with you. They say that he's a good citizen. For example, Prince.
Yes, sometimes if it will take chukas or snitches to make this country a better place, we should welcome that.
Is that Peter T?
Thank you very much.
He's calling from Latebio question.
That would be Peter T.
No, it's not Peter T. He mentioned his name, yes.
Okay.
But thank you very much.
Yeah, we have a couple of messages. So this one is coming from Chief Mante. Good morning to you as well as Auntie Vivian. Wishing you all the best for the day. But says that, Roland, there's a proverb which says that if you eat alone, you ease alone. You use the word, so I had a synonym for it because I didn't want trouble. And then Guy G, Get Connected, Cantonment, Accra, says, individual for himself, God for us all. And I pray and hope for fairness, truth, and justice in the legal system. God willing, Wontumi will get his day in court. Na nipa ye cutlery set. It is a lesson to us, so Gachi Cantonment Accra. Nipa ye cutlery set. Nipa ye cutlery set. Ah, okay. Dr. Amwako Hene. Yeah, he was posting on a...
That's Ashanti Regional Minister. Okay.
Richard Kumado is also celebrating his birthday today.
Oh.
So happy birthday to Richard Kumado. He's a regular contributor to current affairs and content analysis right here on the show. He's a security analyst. Good morning to you, Richard Kumado. Happy birthday to you as well. And then this one is coming from Prince Henry Kofodria, who is contesting for the All Nations University Grassac ANU chapter president. Says that everything shows that the best is being done by the John Mahama administration to make sure it fulfills its promises on oral Operation Recover All Loot and prosecute those who flout regulations and laws right here in the country. And it's a good thing. Roland, don't stop saying that he's a snitch. He's a good man trying to put Ghana right. And okay, we have another caller.
Yes, we have a caller. Good morning to you, sir. Thank you so much for joining us on the This Morning segment on New Day on TV3. Your name and where you're calling us from.
All right, my name is Jamal. I'm speaking from Kumasi.
Your name is?
Jamal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'm speaking from Kumasi.
Yes,
so
sir.
I would like to share my view a bit on the Win2 case, and then I have something personal that I would like to add, if I can be permitted. So let me go speak here for it. I think what the general manager for Akroma Mining is doing is not the wrong thing. Currently, I think he's in a situation of each one for himself and then God for us all. Because listening to him and then what he's being through, I think it's high time he also finds his way out of it. Because he's there with someone, but it seems Win2 people are actually behind him more than he that he's manager. So whatever he's doing, I think he's doing it for himself because that is the situation he finds himself. Yeah, so it's a each one for himself, God for us all situation. So I back him. Yeah. And please, I would like to add this. This is a personal something. I am a personnel of the Ghana Immigration Service. I am begging you to add your voice whatever we are going through. The Ghana Immigration Service, most especially the junior officers, they are going through a lot. No one is willing to hear from our side. No one is willing to, be on our side. There are so many going on that, we don't know what is going on. We are in the same ministry with the prison service, with the fire service. Yet they have received their rent allowance. We are yet to receive. No one is telling us anything compared to the prison service. Whatever is going on in the prison service, with their new Director General, she will release a statement explaining to them why the rent allowance is staying. It is not happening in the Ghana Immigration Service. So far, I can tell you that this current administration in the Ghana Immigration Service has I don't know whether to say the weakest or the PRO, our public relation office is not working. No one is willing to tell us anything. We have so many allowances that are due to us, so many allowances that we should be taking. Yet, the only allowance we are taking is the rent allowance. For the past, I think next month, which is December, and that is the fourth quarter, we are yet to receive a single rent allowance. We don't know what is going on. Because it's the same ministry, it's the same government that is paying the fire service and then the prison service. What is happening to the immigration service? Why are we not receiving our rent allowance?
Well, thank you very much, Jamal, for calling us from the Ashanti region. So aside from his thoughts on the Win2 issue, he's also bringing out what he alleges is a challenge within the Ghana Immigration Service. So hopefully the comptroller is also listening in. The fact that junior officers have not been given their rent allowances, and that's just one of many allowances he claims have not been paid them, whilst the fire service and prison service officials are receiving their own. So if officials of the immigration
so
service...
night duty allowance?
allowance, rent allowance,
right.
yes, plus some others that he talked about. Yes, so thank you for sharing those views. Hopefully your bosses are listening and they will be able to explain to you what's going on. But remember that hunger can strike at any time. But Royal...
We and Samahoro Timikoso Cheneso, Mamma so Jemre or Seneso Badiano, Eddie Adumbi Edomiania. You be saying about rem na Yasumo Kwasongosokra. Ah, a G Politics Avenue.